Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Relapse Tackle. In this video I'm going to show how I add the rubber skirt to a Midwest Finesse jig. So I have been seeing this question pop up quite a bit recently in social media, especially on Facebook. So I figured I would share it with you all. If you like the idea, please give the video a like and share with your friends. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more. All right, I'm going to warm up my leaf pot. I got to get my exhaust fan going, and I'll show you the process that I use. All right, so a lot of you have seen my videos where I'm using the 26 gauge stainless steel wire. That's another thing that I will be using in this video. So need to cut off a piece about 8 inches long, 8 inches long. And then what you want to do, if you cut that, is fold it in half. So it folds really easy. Well, about in half. So now we have a little piece like that. It's kind of hard to see on the camera. And then we want to take my smooth jaw needle nose pliers, and I'm just going to kink over the top just a little bit. If you see that or not. So it's got a little loop, little kink to it. And then what we want to do is lay it in our mold. So I will be using a modified Midwest Finesse mold. And what I do is I take the wire and I just lay it in there like that. If the wire doesn't fit perfectly in your mold, you can watch in some of my videos that show how to make a channel by just smashing the mold pretty much. So check those videos out. I might actually show you that they pour pretty well in a mold that's not modified. Just trying to think of which one I can use. I usually do this in the Midwest Finesse. So, and most of my molds honestly are modified because I can't leave anything alone. Well, let's see here. Actually, that one would probably be the best. I found one that we can use. This one doesn't even have a place for a this round ball. This one's just a standard round ball. It doesn't have any barb collar or anything, no metal bait keeper or anything. So we'll use this one just to show that you can still pour even if it doesn't have a channel made for this wire. This is another mold that I lubricated really well with that same technique that I showed in one of my videos too, with the wax, and it is just super easy to open and close. So it works really well. If you haven't already lubed up your molds, you might want to give that a try, because if you're fighting them closed, it's a pain. Slows you down if you're struggling closing the molds up all the time. So I'm going to show a couple options. So I have the Michael Burry's Barbarian Hybrid hook off of the Custom Net Hook page on Facebook. We'll use that one too in this mold. So what we'll want to do is take the hook and actually spread the wire like that, and then we'll run that up to like the 90 here, and then lay it in the mold. If it doesn't lay perfect, it's fine. It's just you don't want that wire to block your flow when you're pouring it. Since we're adding stuff though, it does take a little bit more time to get everything to set in the mold how you want it. But I wasn't planning on making any of these tonight, but I've seen the question pop up a few times for the past couple days, so I got those laid in there. I'll close it up. You want to make sure that the mold closes all the way. Check your position of your wires. This one slid up just a little bit when I closed it. The lead pot's still warming up a little bit, so we'll leave it set up there. I'll cut another wire for the round ball and dig out a hook for that as well. So again, take your wire, you can bend them tighter. I always put a hook at the end though, and just a little bend, just to help it stay right in the lid. If the wires are just straight in the lid like that, they could slip out of it. It acts more of like a pull pin. So we'll just do a 1/4 ounce. That one, I think, for the 1/0. If I have some 1/0 hooks. Yep, got a 1/0 owner. A 5313 owner. Throw that in the 1/4. So that's with it. Just, oop, I do not have magnets in this one, so I tipped the mold a little bit too far. I'm not sure. There it is. Ouch. So we'll set that in there. So that's a 1/0 owner in there. Kind of hard to show on the camera. And then we can add the wire to that. And just drop it in there. Damn it, it's going to be super hard to show on the camera because I got the camera stationary. It's too much of a hassle to move the camera around all the time. I only have the one set up because the other camera that I bought is a piece of junk and doesn't really work. So, just my luck. So, the wire fits in there though. You should be able to close up the mold. If it doesn't close 100%, as long as that wire is tight to the hook, it'll be fine. You'll just get a little bit of flashing that you'll have to trim off. But it looks like it closes up fairly snug. So, like I said, I usually don't pour it with a round head. It's usually the Midwest Finesse. A lot of times what I'll do too is pull on the little bit that dripped out, clear that out of the spout. Be careful not to put your hands underneath it. Again, I didn't grab my gloves because I'm a doofus and been a while since I poured again, so been busy doing other things. We're getting a little drip now, so the leaf pot's starting to warm up enough. Get it flowing good. Again, I got my modified leaf pot. I did that for bottom bouncers. So I'm going to pour in all of these other ones first. Oop, I had a little overspill there. Hopefully it didn't go down inside there too far. Just trying to do a few of them just to show y'all. Hoping that didn't just mess me up. Yeah, I think it did. Alright, well. Hopefully that one poured alright. Because I don't need to pour up a bunch to show you. I'm pretty sure you all will figure it out. But, so there you go. You know, some of these are not going to have enough room really to have a skirt and be able to hold the bait here. It's, you know, you want enough room for the bait to be held right at this bend. So usually I don't use this style of hook. I'll use the 90-degree jig hook for a skirted Midwest Finesse, not the Barbarian Hybrid. I just wanted to show you guys that it is possible to pour a skirted jig with that. So this one is the 16th ounce. I usually let them sit in the mold just a little bit longer and let that lead cure a little bit before pulling them out. And then you always want to lift the Midwest Finesse by the sprue, and you want to use hard lead. The longer you let it sit, the more it cools, the harder the lead will get too, because it will give it time to set up. And I usually don't trim off the sprue right away, but I'm going to carefully do it so that way I can show you how to finish this jig. So I'm going to leave this one set a little bit. We'll pour up this round ball. Remember, this one didn't have any groove or anything for that wire. I just got to get the spout cleared a little bit. So, and these are cold molds. I just started pouring in them. So we got a little bit of flashing, not terrible. Pop this guy out of there. So there you have it. You just cut that flashing with a flush cutter. I'm actually going to unplug my leaf pot because I'm not going to pour a whole bunch right now. I just wanted to shoot this video quick just to show you all how you can add the skirt material to jigs without modifying your mold. Because I actually, a while back, I decided to modify one, and you know, I have access to mills and everything else, and it's not CNC, so I screwed up a mold trying to do one for myself, and wasn't happy with it. So yeah, there you go. This also would work too if you wanted to pour something in there like this and then have an eyelet back here for a stinger hook, you know, or something like that. So this could also work for that. I'm going to close up these molds and get them out of my way. I'm going to grab my skirt that I'm going to use. So I'm going to paint it with green pumpkin brown. So I'm losing my marbles. Just trying to figure out where the heck I put my forceps. They're sitting right in front of me. So grab my torch. We're using the Stardust, the green pumpkin brown. So better coated. We're gonna carefully remove paint from the hook eye because I didn't cover it up. Usually I'll cover them up with heat shrink tubing. So grab the green pumpkin brown. My camera stopped working. So I'll set this up aside and heat up this. So with the Midwest Finesse, this size, it's not going to take much heat. The smaller amount of lead, the less heat we can put into it because it'll melt it off the hook. So you want just a real quick heat. Carefully remove anything from the hook eye you want removed. Hit it again with a heat. The Stardust doesn't need to be baked. I'm just trying to flash it in there real quick. So a little bit of paint on the hook shank and stuff and the wire. Not a big deal. So we're gonna let that one cool down. All right, so the next step of the process, I don't have a nice Peak rotary vise. I've got this cheap vise here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my wires, bend them down so that they're like that, away from that head, tip of the hook. And then I can put the hook in my vise. This thing's a pain in the butt sometimes. I really need to bite the bullet and just get a nice vise. So I'm going to use this skirt material here, which is pumpkin delamination fishing skirts. I don't want a whole lot of skirt on this, but I do want it. This is, I guess I did grab 2 tabs. 1 tab would be fine on this small of a jig, but I'll put both of them on the top. So you want to just, I don't know if you can see it like that. I'm trying to make sure everything's on the camera for you guys. But hold it up there on the head. And then we'll wrap the wire around loosely one time. And then I'll flip it over. Kind of straighten that stuff out a little bit. Set that down. I'm going to give it a little bit of a shinier underbelly, this skirt material. Just 1 strand of it. This is that crystal flash. It doesn't actually say it on the bag anymore. So I'm just gonna hold it, because fighting that vise is not worth it right now. So I'm gonna take my other wire, wrap it the other way. Okay, so just wrap it around a few times. You're gonna want it around, you know, 3, 4, 5 times. It's pretty skinny wire though, so if you only wrap it around once or twice, you will cut through your skirt material. And then I'm grabbing my smooth jaw needle nose pliers, just twisting it a few times. But you want to make sure that that wire is, pretty close to the head. Snip off the extra stuff, and then fold this guy over, bend it down. And then we'll trim it up to our liking. And that skirt's not going to fall off of there. It's not going to slide on you, because them wires are locked into the lid and the head. And obviously you can pick and choose whatever skirt color you choose. And then just cut the ends of your tabs off where you want them. And there you have it. Nice little skirted jig. And you can do that with the Midwest Finesse jig that I poured, and whatever else you like. If you wanted to make some like small footballs or anything like that with the wire already formed in the lid, once you do it more and more, and you get wires already pre-bent, you can go at it pretty quick. So that's the stainless wire wrapped around. Thanks for watching.